This is all part of our Celebrity Life Discover series, and I hope you are enjoying it and you will continue to enjoy it. My name is Ian. I am your activity manager. I oversee a lot of this, so I hope you are enjoying it. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce the very, very knowledgeable, very handsome,
Woo, and I'm not even paying
Dr.
you.
Glen Dolberg. Put your hands together for him.
Actually, put your hands together for Ian. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Actually, my voice is getting a little bit better. Isn't that nice? Okay, let's go. Here's my name, and you've seen it already. Yes, I'm a native-born American, that is, a U.S. citizen. I was born in western Nebraska, and my parents always said the English version, which is Dolberg. But I've learned German, and I'm fluent in German. And Germans, of course, say Dolberg. So I don't really care, just as long, and I was going to say, you know, the standard one. But students, of course, when they failed, had all kinds of names for me, and I just ignored them. I just smile anyway. The area of the humanities where I had the privilege of spending most of my life involve you, humans, and they involve the three groups of arts, namely intellectual, visual arts, and the performing arts. And actually, as you can see them here, theology, philosophy, history, architecture, we're actually going to look at some major architectural innovations today. And then if you look at sculpture and painting, we'll see a little bit of that, and actually some of the reactions to some of the paintings. Music, dance, well, I'm not touching that much, but I could not resist, and you've already seen it, that I could not resist turning to poetry for the matrix of my presentation today, because it's that beauty that you see that is expressed in words that come from you, the most marvelous creature on the face of this earth, you royal human beings. And so I really want you to know how strongly I believe in humans and love human beings. All right, enough of that. I chose this title, Sailing to Byzantium. It was the name of a poem written by William Butler Yeats, and it was published in 1928. Mr. Yeats belongs to that group of Irish neo-romantics, and his ideas are high-flown and visionary, and they are typical of the romantic idea of a cycle where you have birth and growing and then passing and going into rebirth and what have you. And that's really what we have in the city of Istanbul. We know it as Istanbul now, but it was originally a little village called Byzantium. And therefore, that is no country for old men. The young in one another's arms, birds in the trees, those dying generations at their song, the salmon falls, the mackerel crowded seas, fish, flesh, or fowl, commend all summer long whatever is begotten, born, and dies. Caught in that sensual music, all neglect monuments of unaging intellect. Ooh, yes, Istanbul is full of those unaging monuments. They're glorious and unique and interesting. It is an unaging capital city. It was the capital of the Roman Empire at one time. It was the capital of the Byzantine Empire at one time. It was the capital of the Ottoman Empire at one time. No, it's not the capital of the modern state of Turkey. I think you know that. But it is an area that's quite vast, a large city, 707 square miles, with a population of over 12 million people. And they're delightful people. We have been to Turkey a number of times and love the Turkish people. Well, you will find it's a place just full of life, and yet it does have a rather interesting, now I call it a ghostly past, but really it's not. It's a spiritual past, if you will. And therefore, I've used this image of the ship sailing to Byzantium. Guess what we're doing right now? We are sailing to Byzantium. We're literally doing that, so I couldn't help but use that. An aged man is but a paltry thing, a tattered coat upon a stick, unless soul claps its hands and sing, and louder sing, for every tatter in its mortal dress. Nor is there singing school, but studying monuments of its own magnificence. And therefore I have sailed the seas and come with you to the holy city of Byzantium. That, by the way, is the second verse of that poem. Can you see why it just fits so perfectly? And yes, there you do see some of the holy city of Byzantium, very holy. Yes, it's a mosque today, and you have others that were originally Christian churches, but are mosques today. This one is well known. It's called Hagia Sophia, Hagia Sophia, or Holy Wisdom, and it was built under the direction, obviously, he didn't go out and lay the stones, by the Byzantine Emperor Justinian I. There you see his reign, and when it was finally declared constructed in 537 AD. Now, it was the first of its design. It was, at that time, the biggest dome in all of Christendom. And when I say the first of its design, well, I'll be expanding on that in a minute. But let's go beyond. Oh, sages, standing in God's holy fire, as in the gold mosaic of a wall, come from the holy fire, burn in a gyre, and be the singing masters of my soul. Consume my heart away, sick with desire and fastened to a dying animal, it knows not what it is, and gather me into the artifice, the artifice of eternity. And yes, Byzantium is just that. It's a beautiful, eternal city. No, it's not called the eternal city, but it became the eternal city. And these gold mosaics, this one from Hagia Sophia, from Hagia Sophia. From the eternal city, Constantine moved the capital of the Roman Empire from Italy to what's known as the Golden Horn. Actually, that's a body of water to the north of the peninsula that we recognize as Istanbul. He did that in 312. He moved it from Rome to Byzantium. Byzantium was the name of the little village there, which of course grew very quickly when the emperor and his entourage moved in. They probably doubled the population in one day or tripled it the next day. And then things changed from Latin to Greek, because this is more the Greek world. Once out of nature, I shall never take my bodily form from any natural thing, but such a form as Grecian goldsmiths make of hammered gold and gold enameling to keep a drowsy emperor awake. Okay, you emperors out there, it's time, wake up. Or set upon a golden bough to sing to lords, and ladies of Byzantium, of what is past, or passing, or to come. Yes, the past we'll see. We'll even see the passing, and you'll get a taste of what's to come. Well, the past. Let's consider it, all right? From the Roman Empire to Byzantium. Ah, those beautiful hallowed walls. And it was none other than the Roman Emperor Diocletian. Notice I even call him a bureaucrat, because he was. He divided the empire, quite a unique character. He